Our wallets are in danger. To save them, we must buy the new legacy figures at retail before the scalpers can use them for evil. It is our mission. Wait, isn't that a little counterintuitive for saving money though? Ba weeb grind on weeb ninny bang YouTube, RedWhiteandBluestreak here after another small hiatus. I really do apologize for that. There were a bunch of things going on. One thing that I can't really talk about just yet, who knows, maybe I will be able to talk about it by the time I actually post this, but expect an actual video or perhaps even in the next review for me to discuss what that thing is, but it's pretty cool. I'll talk about it eventually. Besides that, I was actually at Comic-Con this past weekend, which, put a photo here, future me. And, that was pretty fun, but that also got in the way of me filming the next review. Now, I know that a bunch of you were probably expecting for the next review, and to be honest, after scripting it and even filming some of it, the script just didn't really feel right. It didn't feel like me. I didn't have my heart in it, And I just kind of realized that, that's just not really a figure that I probably should review. That's not really one that I really have my heart in reviewing, really, to give, a really good opinion and also entertain you guys while informing you about the goods and bads of that figure, which is my main goal when it comes to this channel. So, the only figures that I'm probably going to be reviewing from the Chainsaw Man line, in all honesty, are Power, Makima, and Denji. But that's just kind of when I get to them, and, that's also not including future figures, which, hey, please release an SH Figure Arts Aki, but, hey, that's for the future. So instead, we're moving on with what... So instead, we'll be moving forward with what would have been the next review after that, which is Transformers Legacy United, Cybertron Universe Starscream. And before I get into the review, I also want to mention that this month, as well as next month, are probably going to be pretty light in terms of reviews. I've got a lot of things that are going to be going on and planning for a trip that I'm actually taking in July. So one of the things that I'm doing, or one of the things that I've done, rather, is I've already scripted out the reviews for Prime Month. So this July, we're actually going to be having Prime Month in the proper month that it's meant to be. I don't know if you heard that, but that was a really loud car. But because of that, I've gone and scripted out every review that I'm planning on doing that month with a plan to release a new one every week. I'm planning on filming them all today as I'm filming this one. And then I'm going to be editing them leading up to July when I'm actually going to be out of town and not able to edit or post anything. So those are going to be scheduled and posted at the times that they are meant to be posted. So just know that, when you do get to see those videos, that's me from May. So, hi from the me that's going to be filming those Prime reviews. This is stupid. Why am I saying it like that? Anyways, bottom line is expect a bunch of reviews in July and expect things to be a little light this month and next month in exchange for that onslaught of reviews. But moving ahead with the actual subject of the review, unfortunately, we are finally at the end of Legacy. This amazing toy line has taken us through a victory lap around the entirety of the Transformers mythos, even through the 40th anniversary, celebrating just about every corner of the franchise, except for that one, thankfully. And before going into what I hope to be kind of a continuation of this trend in the new Prime trilogy that they're going to be doing, we're going to be taking a look at some of the last figures from this last section of Legacy, starting with Transformers Cybertron Starscream. Now, like I've said twice now, this Starscream is from Transformers Cybertron, the mixed bag of a bookend to the Unicron trilogy. Now, some of you might be wondering, Streak, if Starscream was obliterated in Armada, how is he here? To which I say two things. One, if you're a Transformers fan or if you're new to the fan base, you're going to get used to the concept of the fact that no one's ever really gone when they die. And two, I don't know. To be honest, I think the real truth is they just really needed to make a new Starscream toy to cash in on the character. Now, unlike his Armada counterpart, this Starscream is very much like most other Starscreams. Treacherous, conniving, and constantly plotting on Megatron's downfall. Even this figure's design is something a lot closer to a traditional Starscream design, even compared to Armada's design. Is it me, or does the word design sound weird after saying it so many times? This figure is the spitting image of the animation model used in Transformers Cybertron, even more so than the original Leader class toy, which isn't a hard feat to accomplish considering how much toy engineering has improved in the past nearly 20 years. Still hurts to say that. But also because I'm pretty sure the animation models were just more detailed versions of the CAD files for the toys. As expected, just about every detail is there from the show. And just like with Armada Starscream, the colors are just about spot on. Even more so than they were with the Armada Starscream from what I can tell. Like, this just feels like I'm handling the animation model more so than the original toys, which I'm sure was the intention here. The only thing he's missing is his Decepticon insignias on his dinky little wings, which, considering the size of those wings, I'm willing to overlook it. Not really, they could have totally put tiny symbols on there. Come on, Hasbro. Come on. If I can do that for my tiny little Legends class figures, I'm sure you could have done it for this giant-sized figure by comparison. Besides that, I do have some minor painting errors here, but nothing too major that takes away from how glorious the painting and sculpting makes this figure look. Something that is striking to me is how much this figure, both in overall look, articulation, and transformation, reminds me of Make Toys' Howling Meteor. You don't suppose that they... Crackpot theories aside, I mean, if they really did somehow recruit those designers, that would explain the sudden insane improvement with the product shots. I mean, look at these shots, man! The poses shown here are much better than the stiff poses of product shots of the past, which, while we're on the subject, as you can probably imagine, 20 years was more than enough to improve figure articulation dramatically. There's more here than there tends to be with figures that have the same kind of transformations. For example, spoilers, but the arm hinges into the forearms for the transformation. Another figure that does this would be Armada Starscream. And as a result with that figure, they took away the wrist swivel, something that would still be present on a third-party figure, but something that's a common trade-off for first-party figures that aren't Masterpiece level or Studio Series. I excused it back then under that pretense, but now I find it inexcusable because not only did they decide to include a wrist swivel with this figure, but also with animated Optimus and Bumblebee, setting a bit of a new precedent for figures to come. Along with that, they've taken some clear notes from Make Toys with how they pulled off the very unexpected, but worthwhile, mind-boggling waist swivel. It's safe to say that the articulation on this figure is amazing, and you can pull off just about any pose you desire. My only suggested improvement would be the head. Personally, I'd be fine with a cut in the back of the head similar to most third-party Legends figures that allows the figures to look all the way up. Sure, it's a bit unsightly from the back of the figure, but it just adds to the possible poses the figure could pull off. Plus, it'd make him look even better with the included accessories. If you count the ones hidden in the wings, Starscream comes with a really decent amount of accessories here. Starting with those aforementioned wings that come separate out of the box, don't panic if you see them on the shelf without them. Starscream still sticks with his Unicron Trilogy swordsman roots with his wing blades. Something in the show that couldn't be achieved without a cyber key. The fact that they included this and kept its integration even without the gimmick makes me absolutely giddy, and even more disappointed that, besides Powerlink Hotshot, the Armada figures have no real Minicon integration. They also included the same integration with his rifle, which is also appreciated and makes me even more excited that the same kind of homage can be expected with the upcoming Cybertron Hotshot and Vector Prime figures. Here's hoping they give us an updated modern style Commander class Cybertron Optimus and a Leader class Megatron from the same series. The transformation is an absolutely genius update to the 2005 toy. Everything smoothly folds away and clicks together in a transformation I wouldn't be able to figure out on my own, to be honest with you. The resulting jet mode is, once again, a spitting image of what we see in the show. Homage to the G1 Tetrajet mode and all. The proportions are spot on. The slightly offset bottom makes it feel like this alt mode is flying, which is fantastic, and the weapon storage, because of the nature of the vehicle mode, doesn't feel like something lazily slapped on here and feels like it could just be how he always looked in the show. Overall, this figure is absolutely a miniature masterpiece. This is what everyone probably imagined the leader class Starscream to be as kids. The fact that they saved this and others for surprise drops in the last wave of Legacy is nothing short of jaw-dropping. If you can find this figure on store shelves, which thankfully doesn't seem that hard, grab him. You won't regret it, especially with the other upcoming Cybertron figures. 4.5 out of 5 is going to be my final score for the figure. The main things holding this figure back from absolute perfection are the lack of Decepticon insignias and impaired head articulation in my opinion. Besides that, this figure is one of the best Hasbro and Takara have ever released, bar none, and deserves to go down in history as a certified K-On! Classic.